Hey guys and gals, can't forget about you. Welcome back to another episode of Joe's Bits and Bobs. Today's episode, I want to go over AI, particularly what's going on with this one particular article I'm going to pull up here in shortly, as well as DJI. The fact that the FCC voted to ban all foreign drone entities. I'll go over my opinions in this episode, as well as the comments of the week. And how have I been since the end of the 30-day challenge? Since this is like the first video I'm doing that is not part of that challenge. So let's just get right into it and let's roll that intro. So, last night or yesterday, the FCC made a ruling to ban new foreign-made drones. The key word is foreign. So this does not just imply that they're going to be banning DJI or even China-based drones. The fact that it says foreign-made drones means like drones anywhere outside the U.S. could potentially be banned. I think we should have American-made drones. I think it's going to, I'm America everything. We used to have a lot of American-made stuff, and they used to last a lot longer. However, since we've been giving away our technologies over the years and stuff like that to specific countries, especially China, I don't think this is a good move at this point in time. Now, it's not actually a ban because DJI could still sell current generations of drones, cameras, gimbals, whatever has already been approved by the FCC. This is basically for new products. So if they bring out a new camera or a new drone, say the Mavic 5 or whatever, they would have to do an additional step. So let's go ahead and read the article and see what it says. So it says U.S. government, and this is by Newsmax, by the way. The U.S. government is preparing to crack down on foreign-made drones, moving to prohibit the import, sale, operation, and marketing of new models of drones and drone components manufactured by foreign countries. It says that they have learned. The actions was expected to be announced on Monday, which it was, and there was like a press conference from the FCC Communications. And ban includes like DJI Autel or any of the foreign-made drones, and it's not just like I said, it could be any foreign-made drones. It could be drones made in Canada and probably Mexico or even Vietnam if they're made in Vietnam. So, and it also states that the FCC will not be in charge of banning these drones. In fact, it has to be done through the Department of War, Secretary like Pete Hegseth, as well as Homeland Security, like through Kristi Noem. They have to go through them in order for them to even be approved for sale in the United States. I don't know what to think about this, but at the end of the day, there is always that workaround that, all you have to do, DJI, if you're listening, maybe make a plant in the United States somewhere and have the drone components made here. It doesn't say anything about necessarily software, but it says drones, so I think the best part, that's probably the only way they were going to get around this without going through the Pete Hegseth or Kristi Noem. I like DJI drones, but at the same time, I wish there was an American company. It'll bring more jobs, make job security, make the country a little bit wealthier, in my opinion. If we bring back our manufacturing jobs, I've always said we should bring back our jobs here to the United States. And yeah, I know, we're going to be paying a lot more. Well, we're paying a lot more now. I mean, constantly where I'm living, the minimum wage is going up. Actually, expected to go up again at the end of December, and it's going to increase prices yet again. So, yeah, buckle up for those that live in New York. So, it's going to be a rough ride for these companies. It's especially DJI, Autel, and until they figure out what they're going to do. I mean, I hope they, make a manufacturing plant in the United States. So, let's just go ahead and on to the next article. It deals with Corsair. Apparently, Corsair sent a $35 dummy DDR5 light module instead of a $1,000 96 gigabyte memory kit. Ouch. I'd hate to be that user. Who would spend $1,000 on memory right now? Really? Realistically, who would spend $1,000 on system memory? I wouldn't. I would much rather go for last generation DDR4. I even looked at eBay and I couldn't find anything remotely what I would consider affordable. But if you are in a pinch and if you are looking for memory that's cheaper, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, in the fact that Micron says they're going to be getting out of the consumer market, I don't know. And also Nvidia is going to ramp down. I'll go into that article next. So yeah, I'm actually going to be having a little bit more articles to share to you today rather than the two that I said in the intro. But apparently someone's memory kit died of 96 gigabytes, and they sent in an RMA, and the package that came back apparently was correctly labeled, but it had the wrong memory and it did not work. Again, this user spent $1,000 on memory, or perhaps he didn't. I don't know. Maybe he got this memory kit before the $1,000 price crunch, but Corsair, being Corsair, probably sent them this. Hopefully it was an error. Hopefully they rectify it. Yeah, I just think $1,000 for memory. I remember when I purchased memory, 96 gigabytes. Let me see. Let me actually go back and pull up my Amazon account. And I know you're not going to be able to see it because I have this on Chrome. But I want to go back in time when I purchased RAM. The last time I did. Let's see here. Was that the beginning of this year or was it the beginning of last year? I don't know. But it was when I was when I decided to make a cluster of my Arc server. Again, I'm going to be streaming tonight, so for those that want to, hop on and join me, it's going to be fun. I'm going to be streaming the next 3 days, so we're going to have fun together. Well, I'm looking for the system memory. That I purchased not so long ago. I mean, it seems not so long ago, but it was probably like ages ago I purchased it. Oh yeah, 96 gigabytes of memory. Let's see here. Order detail. Or no, view invoice. $239.99 back on April 5th of 2025. I bought G-Skill Trident Z5 Neo RGB, AMD Expo, 96 gigabytes of memory. That is like a $700 increase, and that's more than a $700 increase in prices. That is crazy. Who in their right mind would consider buying RAM right now, especially DDR5? This kit, even though G-Skill is cheaper than Corsair, this kit should probably be around $349 if it was, normal. Again, this is in this year, so I mean, I don't think it's tariffs. This is definitely not just tariffs. I think it's AI. AI is taking over, and companies like Micron is saying, you know what, we're no longer going to be in the consumer market. So there goes your prices. That's the biggest thing. We're going to need another competitor coming out for memory. That's just ridiculous. So let's just go ahead and head on to Nvidia. Nvidia, Gamers Nexus did a video as well. Maybe I'll link his video down in the description as well, saying that Nvidia is going to be offering cloud-based gaming. Hooray! Who wanted that? Basically, what you got to do is you pay a subscription fee, and you pay monthly and order the game on, say, a 5090. But that 5090 is not yours, so basically you'll rent what you're supposedly buying. You'll own nothing at the end of what they're trying to do. I mean, at this point, how can you not say that they don't want you to own the electronics you buy? First it was NZXT with their subscription-based services. Now it's Nvidia. I'm sorry, I'm glad I don't have an Nvidia graphics card. I'm glad I went with AMD. Even if their melting 12-volt high power connector didn't melt, I'm glad I went AMD. But this is from WCCF Tech, and saying that Nvidia is, reducing the production of their RTX 50 series GPUs. Again, it's probably because they want, it's probably because they're trying to force people to be like, hey, you're going to either pay these insane high prices, or you're going to go with the subscription-based model that we have for you. Maybe this is why EVGA decided, you know what, Nvidia, I'm out of here. I don't know, but it's not looking good for gamers or anybody who needs a fast graphics card or anything. I mean, the article, and this is an old article, so Nvidia doesn't look like they want to increase the prices of their 50 series graphics cards, but because they're ramping down production, there's going to be no choice but to up the prices. You're going to be paying probably for a 5070 Ti close to $3,000. I mean, remember the last time graphics card shortages happened? Even old generation graphics cards saw a massive increase in prices. And I don't know. I think this is just ridiculous at this point. The fact that we even have to discuss this. I mean, we need more competition in the tech industry. We really do. I'm not really going to read this article. I'm just going to go scroll down. If you want to read it, pause it, just go right ahead. But, yeah, it's just ridiculous at this point. Alright. And speaking of ridiculous, let's go ahead and head on to our last article. This article I find a little bit funny at the same time, but sad. This happens to be a 32-year-old Japanese woman. Apparently, she created a ChatGPT boyfriend from ChatGPT, AI, and decided to marry it. So she's basically marrying her phone. I mean, we've seen guys, fall in love with their cars. I mean, that's nothing new. But the fact that this is even a thing. It's kind of absurd. And I don't know how you're going to have fun. I really don't. I mean, you can laugh at it or whatever, but at the same time, if this is the way dating is going to be, it's ridiculous. I mean, if this is how you have to interact socially, it's ridiculous. Is it because of the laws that you're afraid to go out and be like, you know what, you look good. Hey, would you like to hang out with me? You know, AI is going to be, it's going to be the Terminator. And, I think many of the other people heard that, our President Trump, announced the new battleships. And the fact that he mentioned AI on it, and I'm like thinking, oh great, we're literally creating Skynet. Please, please, please. We don't need AI everything. I like the fact that, you can use AI for, say, home-based stuff. In fact, where I work, we have a AI-controlled robot, and it took away jobs. And I'm like thinking, I don't mind AI in your private house, your private home. But where I think where AI shouldn't be allowed, it shouldn't be allowed in the industrial sector. It shouldn't be allowed in places like Tops. That's taking away jobs. That's basically going to destroy the economy more than it is, because how are they supposed to make a living? How are they supposed to buy things? I don't know. Maybe I'm too paranoid about this sort of stuff. But what do you guys think down below? Let me know. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up, and we'll just go ahead and get on to the comment of the week. So, on to the comment of the week. We didn't have too many comments, as like I said, since the end of the last episode of the 30-day Talk on Camera Challenge. So I'm going to go ahead and show you these comments. And yeah, have a great Christmas, everybody. Have a great holiday season. And most importantly, be safe, be merry, and, joyful and everything else. So, yeah, these are the comments of the week. So, yeah. Also, as you noticed, I'm actually wearing the hoodie. I'm actually a lot more impressed with the idea of having the black outline on the Carolina blue. I think it looks a lot better. But I did make the logo just a little bit bigger than this one, so it will show up a little bit better. But yeah, I have re-released the hoodies. The hoodies are now back on sale on the merch store in the link below. And thanks again for Streamlabs. They have been so helpful. So, I mean, I couldn't have done this without Streamlabs, and I sure can't do this without you guys and gals. And I want to thank everybody, and like I said, have a Merry Christmas, and I'll see you on tonight's stream and the other streams I'll be doing. I'm going to be doing 3 streams in a row. As soon as I get out of work tonight, I'll be on, as well as on Christmas Day I'm going to be streaming, as well as on Friday at my normal time. So if you want to hang out with me on either Twitch or YouTube, I'll link the descriptions below for Twitch. YouTube will just be in this channel for now. So, yeah, so let's go ahead and wrap it up. But before we do, if you're not subscribed and you enjoy this type of content, what are you doing? Please consider subscribing. It's free and it helps the channel out tremendously. Also, if you want to go one step further, become a channel member. Channel members start at 99 cents a month, and you get exclusive early access to feature videos such as Joe's Bits and Bob's, as well as any review or any history content I do in the future. And, it just helps us up that more. Or if you want to, grab some merch, again, the link's down in the description below. And I don't know why YouTube is not allowing me to have my hat on there, but I'll have to figure that out. But also, Doobie Energy. our channel sponsor. Again, I couldn't do it without Doobie. Doobie Energy, you can save 10% off your order with my code Joe Tech Simple and Blog. Save 10% off your order. That's Joe Tech Simple and Blog. All capitals to save 10% off your order. I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here so I can edit this video. So I'll see you on tonight's stream. Peace.